It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
Jaw J. Akers has a question.
What was that name?
George Akers.
Got it.
Yep. Very unique,
Can't wait
but
to
he
hear
has
you
a good
pronounce that
question. So you guys often say that young people should get excited about investing during market downturns. But what is your advice for someone retired and conservative right now and living off their investments who can't take advantage of the dropping market?
Yeah, it's definitely, I would, anybody who's retired, you probably, it's one of those, team reality has come knocking on the door and you're trying to take a real big, remember I had that, earlier I gave an analogy of you're in your kitchen and you're trying to take inventory of how good your cupboards look of preparation. And I think anybody who's retired, because I'm always amazed if I go on the Bogleheads or some of the other forums that I'll every now and then go poke my head in or Reddit to see is how many people pre the market volatility were like, why would you ever diversify? I'll just buy VTI, I'll buy a total market index for forever, hold on for dear life and just, this will be great. And then it's always the reality of a volatile market that makes people realize, oh, that's why I need to have liquidity and diversification, is because there's a chance as a retiree that I have more behavioral stuff going on. There's also a chance as a retiree that I'll need to pull money when markets are getting their teeth kicked in, and it sure is going to stink to sell something that's down 25% to go replenish because I have to live off this money and pay bills, pay for food. So that's why we always are trying to make you be an all-weather, you could say jacket, you could say vehicle. I'm just trying to get you through no matter what comes your way. And so retirees, here's what I would tell you. You need to take inventory. I need you to go and figure out how much cash reserves do I have? How much non-volatile? Because look, yes, bonds are losing money right now because interest rates are going up, but they're nowhere near as volatile as the stock market. They're having, less than half of the volatility. And then if you actually own the bonds, there's a chance that you can just ride it to maturity and you still get paid the coupon amount. So it's one of those things where you need to take inventory of what you've got. And then now you need to go figure out, just like we have the financial order of operations, let's go figure out the order of liquidation or access points you have and put that plan into action. That's what I would do. Take inventory, figure out how long, because you have to have a plan to get you to the end of this cycle so that your assets have time to recover, and taking inventory is going to be the first thing that will get you there.
Yeah, Judge, I think what's interesting is we tell our young people, you should be excited about the opportunity. What I've been counseling my retirees on is you should be excited about the plan. Because remember, a really good plan should be good before the downturn happens. It should be good while the downturn is going on. It should be good after the downturn. That's the sign of a good plan. What I'm reminding my retirees, whether they've been retired for 10 years, they just retired in the last 10 months, is, hey, look at your portfolio. Yeah, the market just hit bear market territory. It's down 20%, 23%, whatever the number is. Your portfolio is not doing that. We have you in a diversified portfolio. So while you were used to in your accumulation years that yo-yo string being pretty long, we have shortened your yo-yo string. So what that means is while you may not have the dollars and the capital to be throwing at the market, you are at this stage of life where it's not necessarily about how much money am I making right now or how much money will I make when it turns. It's about how much money do I get to keep over the long term. If when you retire, when you flip that switch, you are losing less than the broad markets because you have a broadly diversified portfolio, and just like you said, Brian, you have your inventory down and you know, I've got my emergency reserves to cover me where I don't have to liquidate securities, and I have the risk capacity where my portfolio has enough time to recovery, I can be excited knowing I don't have to lose sleep at night. I have a good plan that I stress tested before I got here. I'm not out there flopping like the market. I don't have the portfolio of a 20-year-old because I'm not a 20-year-old. And I know that because I'm so well positioned that when this thing does turn, I'll get back to break even. I'll get back to making money even sooner, even quicker, because I did not experience all that volatility. It is a little bit of a mindset shift. It is a little bit of something to think about. Now, here's what retirees can do. And I don't love telling them this, but it is something to think about. When things get scary, and when gas is like $5 a gallon or $7 a gallon, wherever, depending on where you live in the country, one of the things we all naturally do is we kind of tighten our belt. So if you are a retiree and you're feeling uncomfortable, maybe you do think about, okay, how can I cut what that monthly burn rate is just in this moment? And then when it does recover, when it does turn, well, then I can go back to doing the things that I was doing the way I want to do them. That might be the way you have to cope with dealing with this sort of uncertainty in this economic downturn.
You said something very key there, is that we tell young people, get excited about the investment opportunities, but we tell retirees, get excited about the plan that's been created. A lot of people I've been noticing in the comments section, they're like, why don't y'all do more content for us retirees since we're facing all the trouble and all the volatility and we don't get the same financial mutant ability to kind of look at this as a great opportunity. Guys, this is the reality of why we tell you graduate to the next level, is because every one of you has different variables. This isn't wealth building. I can generalize because you have the three basic ingredients of you have time on your favor. If you get somebody who's living on less than they make and they're actually saving and investing, creating money that they are investing with lots of time, that is so easy to kind of sprinkle a little bit of our knowledge on and watch it grow and prosper. When you retire, it's not simple anymore. There's a lot of variables. I read some of the negative comments and they're like, did that guy even say anything? And usually it's on questions like this, because what I'm doing in my head is I am taking inventory of all the variables that you've given me in your 2 to 3 sentence question. And I'm trying to tell you how we, because it's incremental analysis of what's the best decision to get you through and create a plan of action. And that's what I hate. I love creating answers. I love creating actionable plans. There's a reason we have financial order of operations. My brain works in a very logical logistics format of what's the best path forward. And everybody at this firm is the same way. And we've developed this from doing multiple retirees over multiple decades and figuring out how to do this in the most optimal way. Every one of you are different, though. And that's the thing. We all have different fingerprints. We all have different variables in retirement. And if you're finding that you're struggling, you have insecurity, you have anxiety about this because you maybe fell into the trap that you could do this as a do-it-yourself investor, you just buy VTI forever and you'd be fine. Maybe this is the time to consider taking the relationship next level. And I hate that because I'm an anti-sales guy, but it's actually so we can do it better and get you through this so you don't feel like you have to do this all by yourself.